A city building speeding through the wilderness, dodged the 7 mutant creatures chasing behind. In this seething world full of mutants, human beings can only relay into each mobile city building through the plundering of resources, hunting others, and hunt down other fortresses to strengthen themselves. They can survive in a difficult way. And you've just become the leader of a first-class town. Manhattan has faced a serious challenge. Resources are exhausted, talent is scarce. Even the energy source, what's left, will run out in 7 days. Just when you're worried about what to do, there's a mysterious line of system information in front of you. Mobile City Level 1 Deep Blue. The mode has quelled the monsters occupying the glass mine. 15 minutes later, it's 20 kilometers to the southeast. A first-grade iron ore mine will appear at the edge of the rotten land, between a fleet of cars trapped in a zombie tide. 3 days later, the Lava Spider Queen, first-level picnic boss, will come to the Forest of Fire. Read the information carefully. After a brief moment of joy, I didn't hesitated to choose the second simplest term, and immediately gave orders to the road, steering ship navigation. Not long after, in iron ore mine, the medium scale is in sight. Midnight mode. There are a total of 13. Elite everyone to work hard. For a few hours. Just finished mining this iron ore mine. This time, he mined 514 units of iron ore, level 1. That's equivalent to a week's harvest of a city. Mobile. After finishing work, I went back to the driver's room, looked down at the third information in the system bar, not out of thought. Should we save this fleet? Because this information is rated rare, so it's definitely worth a lot. Maybe this fleet is loaded with supplies. But I woke up thinking about the tide. Zombies are level 1 monsters, most popular in the wilderness. But even the zombie tide, the lowest level, is difficult to deal with. I can't help but sigh. If there are first-rate cannons or heavy machine guns, first grade is good. After a recollection, you finally made a decision, way to adjust the direction. We enter the rotten land between. Then you follow him, set to small processing plant on min-at mode. When entering the production workshop and opening the machine screen, on the screen there are different types of products that can be produced. Each item shows the corresponding cost. For example, Building 1, conventional axes need a unit of iron ore. A gun, heavy machinery needs 150 units of iron ore. For items with ranks, as a first-class mineral, level 1 flashlight, the amount of resources it takes to build it is even greater. Outside, you can even upgrade the city parts. Manhattan mode, such as light armor, crawler pushing electrical circuit system, and so on. Current items and city department can be built on the moat. There's only about 20 in total, for a little number. If you want to unlock more items to the city department, need to find a way to get the precious blueprints. Computer refrigerator, a motorcycle is even a weapon. First-class guns and cannons, as long as you get the blueprints. You can put it in the factory to unlock it. And produce out. The main source to get the blueprints is kill the monster, fishing and production from resource points. To deal with the zombie tide this time, you need to be prepared. After a series of operations, you've built 15 shells, 2,000 machine gun bullets, and 200 ordinary handgun bullets through the production workshop. It costs more than 150 units, grade 1 iron ore. More than an hour later, sunrise trench to the edge of the rotten land between. According to your arrangement, 2 people are in charge of the artillery, 4 people are in charge, heavy machine gun, the other 4 follow you. Knives and fighting equipment were also distributed. There's 2 weapons in there. A wild boar knife. These 2 first-rate weapons are dropped when destroy monsters in the wilderness. He kept a champagne knife for himself. The rest is shared with your bodyguard. Quickly exiles on the watchtower. Emits a cry of wonder. A kilometer in front of the zombie tide is detected. They quickly went to the watchtower. In the eye are countless first-rate zombies. Quantities up to 1 or 2,000. He quickly discovered that the fleet was trapped in the tide of zombies team. The car has a total of 4 off-road vehicles and 2 trucks. Most of them have been overturned. The 2 remaining off-road vehicles are surrounded by zombies. So I immediately made a decision to act. We saved them. Minutes after the gun, heavy machinery and artillery on men, the Japanese opened fire, sweeping frantically into the zombie afternoon. Every shell that fell exploded. But you just shake your head in bitterness. Even though this firepower is terrifying, but the actual damage is very low. Machine gun bullets can't tear first-grade zombies' body apart. Even the explosion gunfire can't destroy their bodies. Only a first-rate weapon can kill. Effective brand-up monster, level 1, and now most of the zombies are attracted to the moat. Start turning their heads towards them. I look in the distance. Due to the sunrise, the moat attracted the tide's attention. Zombie 2 cars. The enemy took the opportunity to escape. But these 2 cars didn't run away, but also speed up the chase, help wipe out the zombie tide. The zombies are going crazy. Right now, there's been some zombies climbing up the outer shell of the moat. People immediately pull out their pistols and start shooting. Ordinary pistols can't kill. Effective brand for zombies. Can only force their bodies to be stubborn and backward. I see the situation is getting more dangerous. He pulled out the wild boar's ginseng knife from his belt, then rushed straight up. When you swing a champagne knife, zombie body in front of him instantly ripped apart like butter. I can't help but be surprised. The power of a first-rate weapon is so terrifying. In unexpected joy, the more you kill zombies. Half an hour after sunrise the trench reached full speed, cutting tail hydrophobic zombie. I am now relieved to sit down and rest. While people are cleaning up the remnants, I turned my head to look behind the city. 2 off-road cars that always follow the perfect sunrise. After confirming no monsters appear nearby, I told the way to stop the perfect sunrise, and we're going to take everybody up to the ground. 2 off-road vehicles also stopped near the moat. The car door opened and 6 people stepped down. 5 men, and a beautiful young girl. Look at their actions. Looks like this girl is the leader. Not waiting for the girl to speak, you threw your hand away. I saved you. I need to be rewarded. The men looked at each other. The girl just laughed quietly. Me know what? I think this item is enough to express our gratitude. I just saw the girl take something out of her backpack, come out and give it to me. After seeing the pupils, he immediately opened up the seeds of the blue potato. Item level 1. Effect after planting can harvest in a week. I had no idea that the thank you gift the girl gave was a first-grade plant. Compared to conventional crops, level 1 has a faster growth rate and plant more. I've calculated that with this potato seed, the food supply of the moat, it will no longer be a problem, and you'll be able to recruit more people. After storing the seeds of lambtan potatoes, he looked closely at the opposite group. Now I'm amazed to realize the equipment on them is a first-class item. Even 2 off-road cars are level 1. How long can they survive the zombie tide? This fleet doesn't seem to be a survival fleet. It's from some mobile city. They're obviously out looking for supplies. It's just that unfortunately there's a level 1 zombie tide trapped on the road. This time we harvest in the middle row. It's good to thank you for saving my life. Daughter of the leader of the Fort Leland. In the moment of amazement, you nod to her. I am the leader of Sunrise. I told you to turn your back and walk straight. Back to Sunding Mo. I immediately told him and the others, planting potato seeds. Mind you standing next to me, deep chin stroking, waiting for the first batch of potatoes to be harvested. Then we cut the body, roots to get new seeds. If we grow more, we can have a lot of food. Think about here. I can't help but feel a little more comfortable. We can now recruit more people. At the same time, sometimes you open up the information system. Want to see if the information is refreshed or not. Finally, the 2 pieces of information we just gathered are extremely valuable. Soon a new information came out. Even the level is rarely executed. However, when you see its content, your face changed. 3 months later the wilderness will be completely destroyed. I had no idea the content was like this. Even if it's a monster, fleet of mobile fortress or city survival vehicles, they will all be destroyed in 3 months. And now I'm the only one in the wilderness. Know this. Look at the epic level marked in the information. I couldn't help but not enjoy. This information is really worthy of its level. If there is no, it reminds you you're going to die unconsciously in 3 months. And then a big question came up in my heart. Pause. What can cause the wilderness to be destroyed? The old man and the others gather. Reported that potato seeds, the heart has been planted, and remnants, zombies have also been cleaned up. He nods to everyone clearing his voice. Good, everyone came at the right time. I have something to tell you. We have to find a way to move up, level up into a second-level city, and leave the wilderness, within 3 months. Everybody's a fool when they hear that. The wilderness is a first-level area, but it's the size of a country. It's amazingly large. The area closest to it is the permanent area, a secondary area, where resources are more plentiful but monsters are worse. This requires there must be 70 people in the morning, prepare full resources, and upgrade enough parts of the city. Finally a first-class city, if it's risky, enter the area. Middle school is no different than looking for death. But the upgrade from a first-level city to a second-level city, it's far from as simple as imagine. It requires a large amount of first-level resources, and have to prepare a variety of rare materials. A regular first-level city. It took 3 years. I'm not sure if I upgraded to level 2. After eating a cake, I slowly lay down on a small bed. You open up the system panel, quietly look at that epic information. Sunrise has just departed. Was faced with a challenge, so serious. At the same time, he looked at another box of information on the system board. Information is being collected. Please be patient. Next to this letter, there's also a clock symbol that keeps dancing. It seems that after every time the information is refreshed, system will go into a CD waiting period. About half an hour later, watch icon cutting on the system turns into a tick and displays a text. The waiting time is completed. It's 7 hours and 59 minutes, 59 seconds to refresh. Next time. Number of year information. But is the information refresh rate so fast this time? Through the explanation of system management, I know one thing. The amount of information refreshed each time is random. The time is random. But there's a fixed rule in general. The longer the time to refresh the information, the more information provided, the higher the value. If the new information needs a few days, it's even a week. There may even be information, lid and level, higher than the execution level. Maybe I can get some good information this time. Stayed awake all night. I was so tired. With this thought, I fell into a deep sleep. When you wake up, he opened up the information system with excitement. In the system bar appears 5 new information. One afternoon. Mobile City Level 1 Green Carpet Mode. Rectify the Spirit. Reclaiming a mine. Mine rolls occupied by monsters. Unusual value of information. 5 kilometers to the northeast. There's a freshwater lake that's not polluted. Unusual value of information. 300 kilometers west of the main. There's a survival town called Wild Town. Scale 161 people worth of information. Usually 4 or 5 minutes before the first level mobile city, the Red Bull has successfully built a gun. Provide an information value. Excellent 4 years early tomorrow morning. That team, dog-headed traders, will appear at the canyon. They collect candles and give them to them. Maybe we can exchange something good for the value of rare information. I quickly read the 5 pieces of information in front of me. I can't help but frown. Compared to the previous information, this one is obviously much worse. Information of the highest value. There's only one rare provision, but this also validates the system's rules. He rubbed his eyes, mentally focused on analyzing this information. One of the things I'm most interested in is information. Wednesday and Thursday. The scale of armaments of chimpanzees. It makes people jealous. This force is enough to destroy a town at will. At the same time, there's a question in my heart. Why are chimpanzees so proud? There were 96 combat personnel. Quickly a conjecture comes to mind. Resident of the Scarlet Monkey, it's probably mostly combat personnel. Their main way of life is to feed wars, the war to destroy monsters, attack the survival town, occupy the resource point, even hunting down other mobile cities. This method is much faster than labor, cultivation of resource collection, and type of city. This mobile is often called a predator city. Now I can only think. Now, don't clash with the cowardly paralytic. I'm going to look at the 5th information. Early morning the day after tomorrow, a team of dog-headed traders will appear. The Ting Canyon. There are many monsters in the wasteland. They often confront people. When we meet, we immediately attack. And the destruction of monsters can get gold, weapon material, props, or even precious blueprints from them. And the monster traders, it's a special case, extremely rare monster and trader team. In a neutral state, people can be free, trade and interact with them. The information system is clear. Just give the candle to the dog-head trader. You can exchange something good. I nodded thoughtfully. Warehouse on the moat. 2 candles are available. I don't know what good I can exchange. After planning your next action, you're going to the driver's room. In the driving room, the road has turned on, driving automatically and resting with your eyes closed. The old man is beside him. I saw you coming, and they stood up in a hurry. Route navigation morning sun mode. Driving 5 kilometers to the northeast. Then we'll go to the canyon. The road and the old man looked at each other. They all look amazing in their eyes. In the eyes of them, and everyone. Since this morning, the leader seemed to have awakened some kind of power. You may know some things in advance, but for those who trust you, it's not a bad thing. Not long after, under the headlights shining, an unpolluted freshwater lake looms in sight. After you operate on the control panel, a gap in the moat. It's opening up a big tube into the lake. Freshwater that is sucked in will be stored in the tower. Water of the moat. Water tower is now able to store 3,000 units of fresh water. This is just a regular water tower. If it's a water supply tower, the amount of fresh water that can be stored will be even worse. Watch the amount of fresh water increase. The mood of the road, and the old man is much more comfortable. Open up the map. Record the location of this freshwater lake carefully. Everybody rest up and have work to do tomorrow. Early morning new day. Morning sun trench has come to the mountain canyon. I'm standing on a watchtower with binoculars. Not long after, he discovered that a team of dog-headed traders access and information. When the moat stops, you and your father and some of your men bring 2 boxes of candles, slowly walking towards the dog-headed traders. The dog-heads, the traders, were initially very wary. But when I saw half a box of candles, I showed it. They immediately screeched and excitedly jumped off the horse, running towards you. He first took out a candle from the barrel, test waving in front of them. How much is a candle worth? A dog-head trader. Think for a moment, and then we take out a 1 gray, all-black mineral from his rack. It's dark rock. I can't help but be surprised. Dark stone, more of rare resource. Only the mineral veins of darkness, rarely produced. One can sell for a lot of money. I thought for a moment and handed out half a candle. So what about this one? Another dog-head immediately rummaged through his rack. It's like magic to pull out an object. A portable travel refrigerator. Although this energy-efficient refrigerator is great. But I don't have a need right now. After thinking, he definitely handed out both boxes of candles. Then go like this. This time, the head dog traders are totally agitated. They come in front of you, trying to get stuff out of the wrap to trade with you. While my eyes are dizzy, I noticed something special. The design of the paralytic assault rifle. His eyes immediately lit up a first-class weapon. It's an assault rifle. Have it. The armed forces of Sunday mode will be significantly enhanced. Dealing with monsters, level 1 will no longer be as passive as before. You haven't recovered until the transaction is complete. I can't believe 2 candles. You can exchange such a good thing. After you submit the design, production workshop immediately unlocked the assault rifle project. Paralysis. I was excited. But when you look at the cost of manufacturing, not from the heartbreak. To build a paralytic assault rifle, it takes 50 units of iron ore. This price is too expensive. Must know that. City crawler upgrades. It only takes 100 units of iron ore. Even so, but after paralytic assault rifles are manufactured, I was immediately delighted to look at it. After the project paralytic assault rifle unlocked, its ammunition is also unlocked in the factory. 1 unit of iron ore can make 15 bullets. He spent 350 units of iron ore to build a circuit 5 assault rifles, damage to 1,500 bullets. He looked at the guns in front of him, and the ammunition. Husband feels say, my heart immediately increased a lot. But you scowl, when you see the amount of iron, there are less than 50 left. Where are we going next? After thinking for a moment, he pointed in one direction. We drive to the main west. A few hours later in the tower, he slowly picked up his binoculars. On the distant horizon, a small town in sight. That's where you come from. Wild town. Not a few people are in town right now. I was awakened by the noise. When the moat moves. When you discover a city, the car is driving towards me. Some people are amazed. It's even fear. Finally in the wasteland, a small town with defenses, as weak as a town. It's the lowest class in the food chain. When the moat stops, you and the others go slowly, lifted to the ground. The untouched townspeople, they're sticking their heads out the window and the door, curious to look at them. The town's mayor is a gray-haired old man. He has no sympathy. What about the appearance of this group of people? After you explain your purpose, the look of disgust on his face lessened a little. The market is very small. There's only one street in Toil, and there's not much that sells. You're simply reorganizing your purpose. The first is purchasing supplies. You need to buy more fuel and more coal as possible to replenish the energy for the sun moat. Second, recruit talent. I'm in desperate need of some exiled mechanic gunners. Apart from these talents, you need to recruit at least 20 people. The residents, he will be responsible for some work. The third, search for information. But look around the small town in front of you. I feel your needs may be difficult to meet. What makes you powerless is the sum total. I have less than 100 gold coins in my hand. It's a currency, popular used on wasteland. A gold coin can buy a small bag of raw food. 10 gold coin can be exchanged for a liter of gasoline, or a small bag of vegetables and fruit. A small amount of gold in hand. You can't buy that many supplies at all. While accidentally turning his head, I looked back and saw the water tower on the moat. I immediately came up with the idea. Do you lack fresh water? I don't have many gold coins in my hand, but you can use fresh water in exchange for supplies. With you. What surprised me was the untamed town are facing a shortage of fresh water. Seriously, these days, some people were injured or even lost their lives for going out looking for fresh water. The appearance of the moat. It can be said that the problem has been solved. It's urgent for the wild town. Soon everyone was surrounding me. After a while of bargaining, you've paid a total of 1,000 units of fresh water, and in exchange for the materials piled up in front of 82 fuel units, 126 units of coal. When fuel and coal are loaded, the energy of sunrise has increased from 11% up 27%. After telling the old man and others bring supplies back to the moat, he rubbed his hands. Let's start our recruitment plan. Just as you predicted, the town has no talent. The expertise you want. However, there were 11 ordinary residents who responded. Because for the survivors, I would rather live in a mobile city. It's safer than staying in a city. There's not a lot of protection. After everyone goes back to the moat, Spirit and new people join us. All other sunrises are assigned their own rooms. Start getting used to the assigned work. I'm in the driver's room waiting. Look at the infographic. The system's waiting time is now complete. 2 days, 23 hours and 59 minutes, 59 seconds to refresh. Next time, number of information 6. Time to refresh the information this time, much longer than last time. It takes 3 days in total. And corresponding to that is this time, information has an additional provision. The value certainly goes up a lot. Maybe there will be a trial. Like the first time. Repressed the excitement in his heart, stroked his brooding chin. Can't be idle these days. Still have to find a way to collect resources. With more people on the moat. Consumption of food and fresh water. Every day it increases a lot. At this time the outside moved to the sound of the old chute. The leader went out for a moment. There is a situation. My heart tightened. Hurry out of the factory. Is there an enemy attacking? He shook his head. Explain the situation simply and quickly. It turns out that the night watchman, currently a mineral mine, it's about 800 meters northwest of Sunrise. Outdoor has a variety of woodland resource points, like mineral deposits, even oil fields. And mineral deposits are considered the most common resource. It can mine iron ore, copper ore, and a host of other resources that the city mobile needs to step in to light the watch. You pick up your binoculars, quickly, as saw the mine that the exile said. Taking over the mine is a pack of serpents. It's about 40 to 50. Where most of the serpents are common maids. along with some snakes, overseer and serpent guard, and then you put the binoculars down. I want to take this mine, shoo. Go get someone. While the old man answered and went to call, I started thinking seriously about how to fight. For a mobile city, attacking resource points is no joke. You need to compare the two forces first. Prepare your weapons, prepare your ammunition, choose the time of attack. 15 minutes later, I'm ready. He sent 15 people, including the old man, participating in combat. There are 4 of them. Responsibility of control. Heavy machine gun on the moat. To support the fire, you lead the rest of us into an attack. Battle mines. The paralytic assault rifles. Damage just produced. I kept one myself. The rest of the guns will be shared with him, and others. I see an enemy attacking. The snakes stop working. Immediately aggressively rushed out of the mine. Close your eyes and fire. A few seconds later, I just realized that my worries seem excessive. It's a first-class gun. The power of the assault rifle. The paralysis is quite horrible. The bodies of servants. It looks like paper in front of you, immediately torn by bullets, and the serpent overseer, and the serpent guard elite. I can only take 1 or 2 more bullets. After the first scan, a large number of serpents were defeated. After another scan, the spirit of the serpent was broken. Many people choose to turn their backs and run away. You were easy to capture this mine roll without any. What casualties? After confirming the mine is safe, and there are no snakes left, I waved my hand towards the sunrise. The new residents went up with their pickaxes, down into the mine and start digging ore. In the next time, he started searching the body of the snake. In the end, the monster will be destroyed. Servant, just drop some gold coins and iron ore litter. Not significant, and the serpents and the guards. It is better to drop things. I dropped 30 gold coins at the same time. If you have children, you drop 10 units of iron ore at the same time. What surprised me was, I also found a blueprint on him, a serpent, guard, hair dryer blueprints. While still being surprised, I find it a little funny. Daily fresh water source of the moat, just enough to drink. Daily fresh water supply of Minghan moat, just enough to drink. Brushing your teeth, washing your face is considered a luxury, let alone washing your hair. However, the precious design, who can blame much? To increase performance, I told the staff to fight. I've just been involved in mining. The size of this mine is not large, according to your estimate, and produce about 200 or 300 units of iron ore, along with a small amount of copper ore and pepper. As soon as you get back to the driver's room, morning sun mode drinking water rest, the tube in the cabin suddenly switched to the voice, extremely tense speaking of egg dial pellets. It's not okay, there's a mobile city coming our way. I decided, order the workers who are digging ore in the mine, withdraw immediately, and go to the heavy machine gun position to assist. I sighed helplessly. The mine that has just been captured has not been fully exploited, has clashed with a mobile city. Must know that the shells of the sunrise trenches are out, based solely on the firepower of heavy machine guns. It's very difficult to do damage to a mobile city. But right now, the exile's astonished cry turned to the target city stopped a kilometer away. Right after that, I hear the sirens of that mobile city. Whistle 2 long 1 short. It means wanting to communicate peacefully. This is one of the communication signals, written between cities in the wasteland. Mobile cities that don't have public communication channels. Long, they've developed a way of communicating with short, long whistles. But I'm skeptical about this. It's the fastest growing part of a city. Mobile is swallowing another city. Just be successful, all enemy resources will belong to you. The most important thing is you can go to the factory, enemy's production to plunder, all the blueprints and projects, their production project. I half believe I went up to the watchtower, looking at that mobile city with binoculars. The city is full of wounds, identical scale Sunday mode. They're all first-class cities. Recall the information you saw before. I realized this first-class city must be green. Now the enemy has actively shut down and dismantled, with his heavy machine gun to display. To be honest. Then they send an off-road vehicle stopped 300 meters from sunrise. They got out of the car and started waving at him. He sent the old man to approach him. 10 minutes later, he brought the news back. It turns out that the leader of the blue ecosystem wants to trade. I think a little bit. Decided to go to the ground, to talk to the enemy. The green leader quietly took the initiative, hands straight to the point. Explain your purpose. It turns out that the enemy is extremely short of water, desperately need to buy fresh water resources. After a while of bargaining, you've used 600 units of fresh water, in exchange for 300 units, iron ore and 50 units of pepper. And after the enemy knows you can produce first-class guns, they don't hesitate to use a blueprint, precious first-rate cannons in exchange for 6 first-rate guns, work with you. Bone cannons side effects when hitting the target, accompanied by a freezing effect, and make the target fragile. Making it requires bone ice ore. Bone ice ore can only be produced from mineral vessels. Rare bone ice still face. The bone ice here only appears in the bone ice mineral vessels. Extremely low occurrence rate. But luckily you have the information system. Finding mineral vessels, skeletal ice would have been a little easier. Transaction completed, accompanied by a roar. The blue trench disappears in the smoke. You're ordering everyone to keep digging. A few days later he stood on the watchtower, looking anxiously at the sunrise. Countdown clock. The destruction of the wilderness is less than 3. The moon and sun mode must accelerate promotion. I opened up the system panel. The new information has now been updated. The first 5 pieces of information were clearly listed. And level information. The final epic is still being refreshed. It's 190 kilometers southwest. There's an iron ore mine. Estimate can mine 150 units of iron ore. The value of information is usually 2 security guards. Gunners fired in the lower area of Le Land Fort will be made public. He used to be an information value gunner. Bob Bay. Conquer the Moat is looking to buy spider silk, lava with high price. Unusual value of information. 445 kilometers north of the main, there's a first-rate boar town. Unusual value of information. 560 kilometers south of the main. A minute later, there's going to be a scale angiogenesis, the average value of rare information. The 5th information makes my heart beat. Even rare mineral vessels are medium-sized. If we can finish mining this mineral, you seem to have hit the big trick. Mineral vessels, and it shows up in a minute. It's 60 kilometers away. Now we have to race against time. Any fleet of survival vehicles, or the city, any nearby cell can be taken first. So he immediately ordered the direction of the train, out of speed to the south. An hour after sunrise the moat arrives at the destination. See the mineral veins in dark blue, surface glistening current. He breathed softly, grew. Immediately, they told everyone on the moat to stop. Immediately take the national mineral to exploit. After 2 or 3 hours of hard work, this mine is finally done. When people bring minerals back to the moat, I just breathed. This time confess, the mine yielded a total of 483 units of ore. The family is a little sorry, is that this tubular vein is not attached. Crystal looting. I'm looking for a place to sell now. This rare mineral. However intelligent, the sun has just gone a bit. Two talking in the driver's room. Back to the voice of the exile. It's not okay. In the northeast, 800 meters away appeared a fiery red forest. There's a giant creature at work. Your pupils constrict. Come straight to light awash in the binoculars of a forest. Flaming red as if on fire appeared in sight. And immediately realized. This is the forest of fire mentioned in the information. I didn't expect to exploit. I accidentally found this place. The next wire, a red figure like a hill hurtling out of the forest. It's the lava spider queen, the picnic boss. It's surrounded by a sea of lava spiders, with 4 elite spider bodyguards. Captain level, he stared at the lava spider queen. This is a rare field boss. It'll drop a 2nd level item. But now, the power of sunrise, confronting a picnic boss is like fighting a rock. I'm stuck with my eyes. Ordered the moat to retreat at full speed. However, before long, something unexpected happened. Sunrise trench clashes with a car exchanged 2 binoculars. I found out that the leader is the devil that you saved during the tide. The zombie just happened to meet the benefactor. I'll lower the car window. I wave to you, and invite you. If you're going to repair and prepare, welcome to our land fort. Your heart moves. You can sell the ore. This family is there, and it's convenient to buy supplies. Prepare a little, where you can also go to the police. Gunners in the lower area of the fort. 3 hours later, the morning sun trench followed the Lilam's fleet to the fort, land rooted in the mine. At first glance, as seen inside Le Land Fort, I was immediately amazed. It's not a fortress. It's an old mobile city, dismantled the wheel and the sprocket, stationed in place. And its defenses are formidable. On the wall tens of meters high, the fortress is as thick as the forest. One in the wasteland world, mobile cities are divided into quarters, ladder and fortress. Advantages of the fortress is that there's more space inside. But the cost is loss of character. You can only play in one place. So it's very difficult to get promoted. With the introduction of the lower, the leader's daughter. Walking smoothly in Le Land Fort. During this time, I noticed a water stain on the wall. When I see you wondering, explain it to me. Danny Pink Fort. The paralyzed dog is always hungry. Our resources and have launched many attacks. This is the result of their first-rate cannon. The near team, under the guidance of the lower, walked towards the market of Le Land Fort. In the meantime, I accidentally discovered a city, other mobile. This mobile city is anchored near a processing plant. It looks so atmospheric. What surprised me the most was, City D. It was equipped with a first-class gun. Blair's formula side effects. The target that's hit will go into a deceleration state, for a period of time. If you pay attention to your eyes, introduce them. This is Fey Conquest. They're partners of our Le Land Fortress. Normal, they're going to come here to sell supplies that they've collected outside of the region. Wild Conquer Strap and Trench. This is not a city. Mobile is looking to buy spider soap, lava and star information. I didn't notice much at the time. I didn't expect to see you here. Are talking, group to the market. He quickly sold out his ore. For 12,075 gold coins. But the money can't keep warm. Your pocket is almost empty of all the money you've earned. Not just buy 600 units of coal, and plant seeds level and optical circuit. It's also buying off-road vehicle blueprints. Level 1 has a high price. This is the key to building a virgin fleet, surveillance and rating of resource points. After the shopping is done, he began to try to recruit new inhabitants of the fort. But this time no one cares. Because compared to the mobile city, the serene life of the fortress goes beyond the south of the fort, wondering. Until he discovered the young man. Your face is oil. At the repair shop, your heart moves. This is probably the fired gunner. The name is mentioned in the information. Through a round of communication, you know the enemy's name. He was a gunner a few years ago, training for the fortress, Ledland. He worked less than 2 months and was fired. After knowing your intentions, he didn't hesitate to join the Sun Trench. Young people finally want to go out and experience. But on the way back, just a familiar mobile city, slowly drive in. That's the blue you traded before. It's like conquering a moat. The blue trench has just entered the middle of the line. Get ready to go to the market. Not expected. Deep Blue Mo is also the partner of Leland Fort. After a simple greeting with calm reason, Green Leader whispered, I looked at the 3 cities together. There is peace inside the fortress. A thought came to mind. Should I sell information about the Spider Queen? Not for them. But think about it. They're all first-class cities. A lone first-level city. Challenge to the boss. Foreigners can only be healed, less keep more. But what about the Alliance? For the quiet Green Leader quietly moaning. After failure, real power is lost. He desperately needs recovery and union. The 3 gave him a chance. So he's very likely to agree. And drag the leader to conquer the fake moat, or are in desperate need of Lava Spider Silk. They are also very likely to agree. On your part, I just want the second-rate item that the boss has. Foreign draw. The rest of the booty. It can be divided between the other 2. Half an hour later through the undercarriage, he summoned the 2 leaders to meet. After hearing about the appearance of Boss Picnic Lava Spider Queen, in the eyes of the 2 leaders, there was great enthusiasm. Then he made his intentions clear. Palm down, and pull out the corners of the mouth immediately twitched. I just want that second-rate item. Who doesn't know the value of second-rate items for a city? Mobile level 1. At the same time, they also cite. You finally have information about the picnic boss. Consider for a moment. The 3 sides finally reached an agreement. Ready. The giant door of the spreading fortress slowly opened. 3 cities and at the same time start hurtling towards the wilderness. He stood by the railing looking up towards the forest of fire. Soon a great battle will break out. Everyone is on now. Sunrise is also preparing. When we get to the Lava Spider Queen destination, the boss was warned. It makes a warning howl. Armies of spiders around it swirling like boiling lava. At this time the sun's rays sounded 3 long whistles. This whistle means to start attacking. Immediately, artillery across 3 mobile cities simultaneously fire, submerging the Lava Spider Queen in the explosions. The corner of the mouth of the bow, the new gunner smiled happily. But according to the rules, if there is smoke, there is no damage after the smoke. Lava spiders and bodyguard spiders suffered very few casualties, and the Lava Spider Queen is almost unscathed. Your body becomes serious. After all, these monsters are elite. Really want to do damage. Must rely on first-rate weapons. Enraged by the Lava Spider Queen. The distance between the 2 sides is rapidly closing. Lava Spider Queen suddenly shrinks legs, a giant body like a mountain that pops into the air, over 500 meters, immediately close to 3 cities. In the moment, countless bullets and firecrackers poured down his body. The Lava Spider Queen rushed forward, under the fire. The remaining distance is getting shorter. In 1,000 pounds hanging hair, first-level Feng Shui cannon on fake conquerors, trenches fired, violent explosion tore through the body of the Lava Spider Queen. One of its legs was severed by the explosion. At the same time, his body became slower. This is the special effect of wind cannons. The fire of the 3 cities. Mobile City has the ability to suppress the Lava Spider Queen. Boss Picnic. Only level 1 cannon on conquering fake trench. However, the next second, Lava Spider Queen quickly reacts. They see it as a cannon. Spitting out red spider silk. Persistent silk fibers. This immediately tightly wrapped the wheels and crawlers of the 3 fortresses. The sudden incident horrified everyone. At the same time, the spiders are coming. Sunrise Trench and Blue Trench immediately crazy. A little fire on the spiders. The mission of the 2 cities. Mobile is killing spiders. The queen of spiders. It is by conquering false moats. Possession of a level 1 cannon take over. On board the Morning Sun Mo. You lead people to use rifles. Paralysis attack. Frantically opening fire on the spiders. It's a first-class gun. The power of paralysis. Far beyond heavy machine guns and conventional artillery. The lava spiders are coming up on top. In an instant, they were almost completely destroyed. Thanks to the shielding of giant spiders. Some bodyguard spiders. Come-shot big truck suddenly broke through. And one of them shows amazing human resilience. Suddenly fell on the blue deck. Its ferocious mouth spews poison like lava. Immediately melts a nearby cannon, with the gunners not having time to react. Personal fighting on carbon. Fast response vessel. 4 bullets shot him dead. In 3 mobile cities, the crawler and the wheel of the moat are wrapped little. The most spider silk after the operation of the local road. Don Moat has escaped the bonds of spider silk. But he didn't order an immediate retreat, because Blue has not yet restored mobility. We absolutely cannot abandon our allies. I turned my eyes to the other side. Conquering the moat is fighting the Spider Queen. Luthaw. Boss Piglet clearly considered conquering fake moat. The biggest threat is the top target. It's frantically spitting out spider sill. Many cannons and heavy machine guns with spider sill, not a few combat personnel. It's also trapped in spotter sill. Slimy can't move. Only a precious first-rate cannon. The other is still firing. Non-stop, creating wounds on the boss's giant body. It's slowing its action down. Her heart immediately flashed. I hope we try and win. In the moment of birth and death, the three cities have nothing left. All the ammunition is poured out like no money. The roar of guns and firecrackers. I don't know how long after, the seemingly endless web of spiders has finally been wiped out. Some rice and blue are out of the way. It doesn't stop. Immediately adjust the fire. Full support to conquer the trenches in danger. See the troops coming. The Fate Conqueror leader breathed a sigh of relief, but his gunner had a bitter face. The first-rate Feng Shui artillery leader only had 3 bullets left. His face immediately turned blue. Is a level 1 cannon. The bullets of the Feng Shui cannon. It can't be made with iron ore. First-grade ore that has to be used first-grade ore. Each bullet requires 10 units of ore. And a unit of coal. It's a rare ore. Ore is very hard to find. Sometimes you can't even buy it with a lot of money. Conquer Fake Mo. There's only 11 bullets in total. This time it's a big hole. He sighed heavily. His eyes immediately became sharp. Don't save the last 3 shots. The final decisive moment. All heavy machine guns, artillery of 3 cities, along with all the fighting personnel holding a first-class weapon on a ship bomb, concentrate all the firepower into a flood of destruction, completely engulf the lava spider queen. Even though it was the end, this terrible picnic boss still relies on birth, its strong force against a few more minutes. Until the trench is conquered, all 3 precious style bullets. Finally, the new lava spider queen makes a moan, rusting of the earth, body like a mountain falling to the ground. I immediately breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time there's a light in your eyes. Only through this battle, you have a clear sense of the boss's power. After calming down, the agitation after the battle of life and death, everyone's eyes don't meet. To the giant corpse of the Spider Queen, lava, it's time to open the buoy. The spoils piled up, to make everyone hold their breath. Just the amount of money, original giant basic, that's enough to make up for months. Ladder in the area, wild on the part of the city level across. It belongs to the lava bordering the city. It looks like lava is flowing, has the effect of a 10% increase in defensive power. It's a very well defended part of the city. That first-rate weapon has a very peculiar appearance. Side effects inflict incendiary damage to the target hit. The eyes of the 3 leaders became hot. Everyone's eyes at last focus on that last item. A second-rate item that emits a deep light. This type of secondary item, it's completely random. Maybe a second-rate gun, secondary city department, and so on. Reality, the moment of destroying the lava spider queen, calm and steady, and at the same time look at you with complicated and delicate eyes. Is an alley. They're both afraid of you getting hurt, and afraid of you opening something good. And you're crazy. Put your hand towards that second-rate item. From the looks of it, it's like a classic radio. Outer shell emits a dim fluorescent light. Camouflage city level item level 2. Side effects. After activation creates camouflage field. Help the perfect city blend into the environment. Achieve the ability to be invisible. Good thing in the language. The wonder of the calm and steady. The card and jealousy are hard to hide. You're not welcome to take the item. This second grade, according to the original agreement, the rest of the booty will have nothing to do with you. The most powerful party in the alliance. He was also the biggest contributor to the battle. Looking at the booty, the most precious is taken away. Not in the heart. A glimpse of discontent. But times 536 units of spider sill. The lava made up for some of the regret in my heart. Let him talk. What do you want so much lava spider silk for? Just like you. She also looked at him with curious eyes. Hold on for a moment. And then came out with a blueprint. City department level a lava crawler. Side effects 10% increase in the traction of the mobile city. Issue for mobile city. Climbing ability, the maximum climbing angle is 30 degrees. According to the firm, this is what he collected. When you attack a town monster, compared to the normally upgraded level 1 crawler, in the production workshop, the effect of this lava crawler is better. It can also give mobile cities the ability to climb. Climb 3 as previously agreed. The rest of the booty is divided by 6. Divided 4 between conquering false mode and blue mode. The 2 sides defy iron ore and gold copper very smoothly. Until we split that lava shield. The 2 sides have slightly different opinions. Because conquering the false mode is the most powerful party and contribute the most, they should have more voice. After a negotiation, conquer the mode to get this part of the city. And to compensate, the town received 300 units of iron ore and 300 units of coal. More than an hour later, all 3 said hello and left. Separate and go in different directions. This is the steel rule of wilderness survival. Mobile cities don't go together at all. Limited resources can't feed 2 cities. After handing over the city camouflage to the installation engineer, you immediately open the information board. Now that epic information has been refreshed. And what it's about is data about living people, human remnants in the wilderness, up to the present time. Information level epic times. Is this content like this? Surprised, but in his eyes flashed a light. That's good information. Between this data gives you an intuitive perception. It's about the whole wilderness. I didn't expect that. Mobile City Level 1 in the wilderness. There are 119 courts. And the second level city even has 3 courts. What surprised me more than the number of survivors in the wilderness, there are 170,000. But in his amazement he sighed a little. It's less than 3 months before the wilderness, completely destroyed. 170,000 of these. How many people can survive in the end? After the night shift is arranged, I'm tired of falling into a deep sleep. When I open my eyes it's dark outside. The spirit has recovered. I am happy to get on board. The night wind brings the cold characteristic of the wilderness. You're in the habit of opening information boards. The system's waiting time is now complete. 4 to 15 hours and 32 minutes, 52 seconds to refresh. Next time. The amount of information he couldn't help but shake his head. The time to refresh this information is less than a day. It seems to be all information. Dawn mode in the quiet late night. Most of the members were resting. There are only a few guards on duty. The tower has also been recovered. I'm enjoying this quiet moment. But right now, he suddenly heard a faint roar from afar. Move to the next second. A column of bright unannounced light tore through the darkness, directly and accurately into the sunrise. He shrank suddenly and turned his head to look at the light source. In the dark, a huge and ferocious steel chariot that slowly come closer. Quickly pick up your binoculars. Look at that mobile city. You only see it on the flag of that mobile city, clearly a hunting dog, flaming red fangs. I immediately recognize this notorious predator. Persimmon paralysis perfect. At the same time, the sound of whistles tied my ears, and there was a rhythm that tore through the night. 2 short whistles, 2 long whistles. What it means is that you've become a prey. Based on information systems. You know the true power of the dog. The dog was armed with 2 cannons, level 1 deadly, while minding. Your cordon is only equipped with cannons and machine guns, normal heavy duty. It's hard to do damage to a first-class city. So he hurriedly ordered the road to accelerate. Stretch the distance with it, and turn on the camouflage. The city absolutely can't take eggs to stone. Now the 2 giant steel machines start. The pursuit of life and death in the wilderness. The cannon fire of the paralytic chimpanzee shredded. The air of the shells screeched through the moat of dawn. Every explosion made the sun's moat shake violently. As you're about to be shot, in 1,000 pounds hanging hair, he ordered the road to turn off all lights, on the morning sun trench and fast steering. It disappears in the headlights, miraculously tracing the path of the paralytic chimpanzee. A few minutes later, the dog has completely lost track of its target. Its leader can't be trusted, sending 4 fleets of cars to search Lake Hounds into the forest huts. But still no harvest. The cooked duck flies away under its eyelids. With a roar of discontent, the Red Riding Hood was forced to leave. Right now inside the sunrise trench is invisible. I breathed my own relief. It's a second-rate item. Camouflage the city that you acquire after the destruction. Boss picnic. Before that was the city camouflage. Pulp the sun, completely in harmony with the surrounding environment. Just escaped an accident. One evening he opened a unique information system, out in this world. It's now refreshing a new wave of information. It's about 15 kilometers southwest. There's a fleet of cars resting. Abundant supplies of information value often. 2 areas west of the wilderness is a level 1 area basin. The value of information is usually 3 level 1 mobile city. The trench pioneers successfully counterattack, destroy 2 first-level predatory cities. Excellent information value. The 4 fortresses. Lan is currently in serious internal conflict and have diverged into the radical conservatives and the neutral spores. The value of rare information. 5 spores towns will open in the rotten land between. The value of rare information. In there, the 5th information was of great interest to you. Not expected. In the middle, there's a neutral monster town. I had a sweet taste when I met the team, neutral doghead traders. So he immediately locates the destination of the sunrise. The mode is a rotten land. Noon the next day. Sunday trench to this smelly area. You've been looking for a long time. Recently discovered a strange stomach town in the southwest. On the notice board at the town gate that says, the city is open for 3 days. Government officials mushroom. It will sell a range of valuable items. You can buy it if you want to buy it. Need to accumulate dedication points to destroy the Manji, the enemy of Bowsy Town, to receive points of dedication. When you walk into the center, mushroom government officials stand at the door of the main building. Speak up, chief. Welcome to the town of Bowsy. I hope you can destroy many people. Disgusting D to receive dedication points. And soon after, redemption list that mushroom government officials display, to make everyone hold their breath. He looked without blinking at the supplies in the item, in front of precious items of all kinds. What I didn't expect was, in which there's ice ore, bone and crystal, the ice that you need so much. These are all things, important material for making bone ice cannons, level 1 that you had the blueprints for before. There's also a second-rate item on the list. Government officials mushroom. He took out a badge, trust, and give it to you. Every time you destroy the barbarians, outside the commune or occupy the point, badge will automatically calculate the dedication point. Next, he's conducting an emergency mobilization on the moat. Everyone in the whole city, the phones are all controlled by you. Then, you used up all the iron ore stored in the moat, to make bullets and shells. of which the most are first-class weapons. Paralytic assault rifle. Everything is ready, including yourself. Began to frantically search and hunt the barbarians in the rotten land between. Not long ago I saw a group of people. They're almost as tall as humans. Tall figure and strong shell. But under your heavy first-rate firepower, they're pouring down like swift candles. For the next 2 or 3 days, everyone on the morning sun trench, furiously plowing in the rotten land between. As the sun's rays deepened, Manji bases appear more and more. Some of them are even elite. But they still can't withstand the onslaught. The power of weapons. Grade 1 paralysis. The small bases and fortresses were repeatedly uprooted by you. Your dedication point starts to skyrocket like crazy, until he had accumulated nearly 6,000 points of dedication. He immediately ordered the Dawn, on the way back to town, to build bone cannons as quickly as possible. I was willing to give up the second grade, 8,000 points of dedication. Instead, you immediately exchange it for a mix, bone ice pierce and blueprints of the first grade grenade launcher. Next up is the spore thyroid and apple tree seeds, boom. And exchange the remaining contribution points for ore. Bone ice due to have killed a large member of Mansi. In these 2 days, suddenly, he had collected thousands of gold coins, and some basic supplies. What surprised me, especially a big drink blueprint. He immediately entered a large drink blueprint into the production workshop. Let's all enjoy the soft drink together. There's a rare gas in this wasteland. A heightened sense of satisfaction. Then through the production workshop, you consume all the crystal, bone ice and bone ice ore, to build first-rate bone cannons and artillery shells. Look at the ice gun bone's strong appearance, transparent as crystal. I breathe a sigh of relief. We finally built this first-rate cannon. The power of the sun has been reinforced one step further. We see that the sun trench is now running out of resources and personnel because of the high intensity of fighting these days, both physically and mentally. He ordered the Dawn, on the way to the fort, or kit for repair and preparation. At the same time, he glanced at the system table. Time to refresh the information next time, more than 2 days. And time to refresh the information this time, surprisingly long, according to the rules of the information system. So long refresh time, there will be high-value information next. Sunday evening the trench arrived at the fort, spread smoothly. In the next day or 2, you start the inventory, the harvest this time. And after arranging the production, you buy a large amount of fuel to fill up the moat. Make energy its amount back to the safe level of 60%. Next I bought some fruit, vegetables as usual, and buy some household items. Apes interior for new residents moving to the moat. Look at the sun in front of you. A sense of pride rises. Sunrise now has 40 and 50 inhabitants, and they're armed with first-class weapons. Paralytic assault rifle. Weapon level 1 pomegranate launch tube, level 1 crop storm, level 1 off-road vehicles, level 1 more cannon. It also owns rare second-class items. Camouflage city. Development in just half a month. It can be called a miracle. After completion of the repair and preparation, Sunrise trenches need to depart again. The new information has now been updated. You open up the information system. Let's start planning the next route. Finally, according to previous information, after more than 2 months, the wilderness will be completely destroyed for an unknown reason. You have to hurry. Promotion. Level up to a second-level city to develop in a permanent area. This time I have a total of 7 pieces of information. 20 kilometers southwest of Lowland Fort, there's a bunch of steel-edged hunting dogs. Hey, on the northeastern edge of the Middle Rotten Land, there's a small oil field. Information value usually 3 last night. Trench pioneers easily defeat a predatory city. The information value is usually 4. It's a civilization. Monsters have risen in the wilderness and become a major threat to humanity. Excellent information value of the year. At the mountain canyon, there's a money hunter. I want to sell a first-class aircraft. The value of rare information. 3 days later, Manager Jeremy. First-level picnic boss will come down at Gloss Mineral Mine. The value of rare information. 7 epic information that's still refreshing. I'm read the 5th information. There's a flash of passion in my eyes. First-class flying vehicle. The use of this aircraft is too much. It can not only be used for reconnaissance, it can also be equipped with machine guns. Become a means of attack in combat. The 6th piece of information makes my heart beat. I can't believe another boss showed up. More important than in stock, this boss's container has a blueprint. City level 1 promotion. There immediately appeared a serious look in his eyes. You have to find a way to get it at all costs. The benefits of promotion. Level up the second-level city is too big. About the 7th information section. Execution level information still needs to wait. You quickly make a decision. Immediately go to the canyon to grab the vehicle. Flying level 1 from hand. Bounty hunter. Then quickly go to the rotten land in the middle of mining. Small oil field when successfully completed the first 2. Going back to Leyland Fort. One more time. Get ready for the most important thing right now. Mineral mine attack. Bloss and that mysterious picnic boss. Blue trench and conquer fake trench. It is still in the fortress. To repair it and prepare. I quickly found my calm and persistence. 2 mobile city leaders. And informed them of the picnic boss information. Because everybody's worked together once before, we can more or less trust each other. All 3 have reached an alliance agreement. Because you're the informant. You've agreed that in addition to secondary items, you have the right to choose the booty first. To avoid a long night of dreaming after a while, hasten preparation, and division of spoils, you decided to leave together in the early morning of Monday. On Gloss Mineral Mine, any goblins are busy right now. They suddenly feel the vibrations, move to remote. The entire mine is sounding a siren tying its ears. They quickly picked up their weapons. Fort Trench. Machine gun, each goblin in place. When the sun's out 3 long whistles, the battle officially begins. The artillery of 3 mobile cities simultaneously fire. Artillery fire enveloped the Gloss Mineral Mine in an instant. However, the children, goblins in the trenches, again showing an amazing strategy. They immediately lay on their knees and hands on the ground, hugging head-covered ears and mouth. This is a standard leader position to avoid gunfire. A little leader came up screaming in his voice, crushing these human bugs counterattack. Immediately cannons on the mine fired. Sunrise is under the control of the road, non-stop moving. Avoid the enemy's artillery fire. Accompanied by an explosion. Bow and cannons on the mode open fire. A large fortress at once, covered in ice for a moment. It's an ice statue. Then, Morning Sun Trench fired another conventional artillery shot, directly blowing it into countless pieces of ice. Now, conquering the trench relies on lava crawlers to climb the mountainside. A little fire from above, the goblins in the trenches. Born carpet, quickly shorten the distance with the mineral mine. Relying on guns, level 1 heavy machine starts scanning frantically. To save this situation, the goblins transported first-class armor-piercing cannons on the mine out. A shell fired, directly tearing up the city's borders on the slopes. Conquer fake moat. Pull the soul back. Immediately ordered the concentration of fire. Priority is to destroy the other 2 first-rate cannon. At the same time, I can't help but sweat. The tactical and equipment level of the goblins. This is really beyond expectations. The first battle lasted for several hours. 3 mobile cities retreated to repair. Overall, the results are quite good. Most of the fortresses on the whole, the mine has been removed. The other 2 first-rate guns were also destroyed. Waiting for 3 mobile cities to replenish enough artillery, is that it's possible to level the mine in one breath. While the 2 leaders breathed a sigh of relief, I frown on you again. But according to the information system, the real threat has yet to emerge. I'm afraid it's not as simple as it seems. Of course, right now. A loud, piercing laugh full of madness, suddenly echoing from deep inside the mine. No one is allowed to steal my mine. I saw a goblin of a much larger size to take a plunge out of a nearby mine. This is Governor Jeremy. Picnic boss mentioned in the information. Can't be wrong. Jeremy just came out, first, scanning the destroyed fortresses and trenches, dissolved on the mineral mine, as well as those 2 first-rate cannons. He immediately wrinkled like a letter. Through his mouth he muttered, "You've made this look. It doesn't have to be repaired quickly." I just saw him grab a big wrench in his hand. Repair at such a rapid rate that it's like a green lightning. Everything it goes through is repair, as magically new. The 3 of you immediately looked in wonder. It seems to take about 3 minutes, completely restored the defensive fortifications of the entire mineral mine. I can't help but wipe the sweat off my forehead. Just like that, the 3 cities fought for several hours. The cell phone is completely gone. But more, this is just knocking out most of the mine's defenses. The mineral hasn't even hit inside. And the bombing of trenches and fortresses requires artillery. If you keep going, I don't know if you can afford the costs. But the war is already underway. If you give up, the loss is too great. At this moment, I suddenly had an idea. With Boss Day, the government can quickly fix the problem. But it can be revived. Have the goblins been defeated? Calm and look at each other. Eyes can't help but light up. That's right, focus your fire only on goblins. Just destroy all their people. This mine, even if it had a fort, couldn't hold it. So after resting for about an hour, 3 mobile cities to reset the spirit, launch an attack again. Specialized artillery shells aimed at trenches and fortresses, where goblins gather. Witness the team around falling down one by one. Foreman Jeremy furiously trembled his whole body. It's waving a wrench, and the angry nation joined the battle. However, this big dick boss is super fast, but fighting is not enough. Even so, this guy has an amazing amount of flesh. Even when hit by a first-rate cannon, he stood up like nothing happened. Watching the shells burn out, I sighed softly. He could only slowly scrape the blood to exhaust it. Under the constant siege of 3 cities, mobile even Foreman, Jeremy is so stubborn that he can't stand it. Finally it thundered to the ground. When people carefully stepped forward, I only saw this giant goblin whose eyes had dimmed, mouth still muttering, "I have tried my best. I apologize to the king. The king's plan to expand his territory. I can't finish it. The 3 of you can't stop talking. Goblins have a king. Isn't there a goblin kingdom? Just a mine that's been so hard. How strong will a kingdom be?" When I thought about it, I was angry. So the monster civilization mentioned in the information, it's probably just goblin civilization. Then, you check the booty that fell out of the Foreman. Jeremy, your eyes are locked on that key. Yes, it's possible to open the repository and get the blueprints. Upgrade to the city you've always dreamed of. He hurriedly coughed for an hour. According to our previous agreement, in addition to secondary items, I have the right to prioritize the booty. Already said, you're not welcome to pick up the key. Calm and steady nod. I have no opinion about this. Next, the three people looked at the 4 first-level items. Durable work vest of universal wrench for men. Goblin travel water bottle. Noodle design. Instant food glass kind out. Broken ball flow of goblin gold player. I can't help but say it's all good stuff. Wear a foreman vest. It's almost possible to pass through a wilderness level area. This is about the universal wrench. Can improve the repair efficiency. The goblin travel water bottle is quite magical. Can be fixed to refresh a fresh water bottle daily. The instant noodle design is also very good. Each unit of flour can make 5 cups of noodles. Finally, after the division of spoils, you've got the blueprints for instant noodles. Drag steady. Receive the second level item is gold player's baseball bat. The rest is divided up into 3 parts. It's not just these spoils. Mineral mines. This gloss also has many mineral resources left over after cleaning up. The remaining goblins. The 3 sides have divided their own mining area. Take advantage of the time of war mining. He hastily took the key to the mine storage. What I didn't expect was outside the design, that extremely important city promotion. Inside is filing not a few precious minerals that contribute link. 320 units of copper ore. 164 units of silver ore. 75 units of gold ore. You can't close your mouth laughing. Hurry out. Order the carrier of these minerals to return. Mint and hat mode. When I returned to my room, he nervously opened the blueprints. Upgrade the city. Level 1 mobile city promotion. Need first level resources later. Just looked at the requirements there. I almost fainted from shortness of breath. This condition is too harsh. I can't help but get a little surprised, slowly. Even though it's hard, but with the blueprints in hand, there's still hope. Green now, hail and conquer fate. The trench is almost finished. 3 mobile cities set off together, back to the fort. Orchid to prepare for repair, and digest the fruit. On the way home, I stood on the wind. Open up the information system. At this time, the execution level information has been refreshed. What surprised me was the historical information. This time was especially surprising. The wilderness map has been drawn. You're half suspicious. Click on map. The details immediately appear before your eyes. Look on the map. The area south of the wilderness, where you are. Distribution of familiar places such as forest fire canyons, towering rotten land in the middle. But look closely. All those places together, it's only 19% total area of wilderness. It turns out the range, your activity has been a small corner of the wilderness. He turned his gaze to the center of the map. In the eye, there's a huge area of city ruins, not seeing the shore. Next to it is a huge forest. These 2 areas together, 23% of the map. Look to the east, it's an amazing scale mobile labyrinth that's just sitting there, 17% of the area. Just think about getting lost. It's enough to make people angry. On the western side are the mountains. It seems difficult. They're majestic, 21% of the land. And what surprised me most was the northern part. There's no land. There's a huge freshwater lake. The name is noted as a silent lake. Stranger than, it alone covers 20% of the area. The wilderness. You know the landscape. The next step is to think about where to go. He stroked his chin carefully. Look at the vast silent lake on the map. My heart cannot help but rise with intense curiosity. Plus the information you've gathered before. At the final destination, permanent area, located in the north. You decide we will spend a day or 2 at the fort. The little land, sell another round at the market. Prepare enough resources, and head north. But when you're full of expectation, the commander of the moat slowly entered the Leland fort. The sight in front of me made me feel like I was struck by lightning. Only saw the once majestic and fortified Leland fortress, now engulfed in a sea of fire. The cry, desperation, and the stampede of survivors, mixed with the sound of buildings breaking down. Giant black smoke piercing the dark sky. This once thriving fortress is now in ruins. The bodies are lying everywhere. The fort had more than 2,000 people. There are now just over 100 survivors. Just now the notorious predatory city, Crystal Pink Leb Kuam, used his 2 first-rate cannons easily, shoot down the gate, and let his fleet lead the way. Zombies enter the fortress. City hunting this season, taking the opportunity to plunder resources and the fortress, and walk away. Your eyes sparkled, despite knowing the wasteland unknowingly, but seeing it with my own eyes. The homes of the survivors were destroyed. Your heart is hard to avoid grief. Lost a place of survival. These survivors have only 2 choices. One is to wonder. 2 is to choose join the moat, or other mobile cities. Almost everyone chooses the second option. Difficult of surviving in this monster-infested wilderness. Anyone can imagine it. And I find it hard. Sunrise is in dire need of manpower, but it can't be collected either. So many people at the same time. After thinking, I decided to recruit only 40 people this time, and will select the best. 40 new people joining has filled the labor gap. What surprised me was, there was a man who volunteered to be in exile. That person is the downfall, daughter of the leader of the Fort Leland. Quickly he summoned everyone. Publish its arrangement into a series of rules. Rank then. Sunrise followed the planned route. Straight morph. A few days later he stood on the watchtower looking out. Not expected. Fast forward to the center of the wilderness. As the distance gets closer and closer, I can see the ruins of the city in front of me. It's clearly an apocalyptic scene. According to your conjecture, the size of this city before probably reached the level of millions of people. I couldn't help but rub my hand excitedly. In the ruins of the city, you can send someone to collect steel from the cows. Cardboard of buildings pick up pots and pans, household electrical appliances, old and other metals to put into smelting furnaces, kim of the moat, recycled into iron, and furniture in city buildings can be dismantled back into wood. I plan to stop repairing. About a week in the rubble city, try to gather as many resources as possible. In a few hours, the new information will be updated. You picked a pretty good peripheral position, then anchor the moat. He immediately gave a series of orders, directly in the driver's room, the man in charge of the world. The gunner is standing by the bone cannons. He divided the fighting staff into two groups. A group conventional artillery and heavy machine guns, a group of underground vigilantes. Spiritual service. He was accompanied by his deputy and 4 logistics personnel. Continue the repair war. In Hietao, 15 residents are responsible for mining external resources to lift to the ground. Start the collection war. In the next few hours, each group of people starts doing their job. But only after 10 minutes, the distance suddenly turned to a series of violent explosions. That's the down area. It seems like a firecracker. The situation inside the pile is not clear. Ruined the city. My heart always feels uneasy. You have to find out the information here. Currently Japan has built 4 first-class off-road vehicles. So we divided the 4 off-road vehicles into 2 fleets. Along with the spiritual helicopter piloted by the mission. Let's go out and find a way. By the way, hunting. Reality monster. Wandering in the ruins of the city no less. Wild boar goblin. Snake man, hound man, wolf. These monsters have kids patrolling in small teams. There's kids gathered by the campfire. Some are hiding in the cave. They're mostly wielding knives and sticks. Some of them are directly armed. It's even a grenade launcher. Strangely enough, they even put machine guns, heavy equipment, and artillery at its base. He put binoculars to wipe the sweat from his forehead. I don't understand why monsters in the wasteland can be so hard. That's it for the next few hours. People take the spoils one by one from the gold hunts. Or coal and some common grade finished products. Kinds of supplies in turn. It's a small pile in front of you. What surprised me the most was the first car. While killing a werewolf-level captain, I was surprised to harvest a blueprint of a city building. Level 1 City Simulation Train Compartment. What the hell is this? I highly doubt it. After reading the instructions on the design, your eyes immediately widen. This city simulation training module can build the corresponding training scenarios. And the training script needs to enter the correct data. Corresponding can be built. For example, if you want to exercise, need enter basic data about your weapon and the enemy target. He immediately excitedly rubbed his hands. I really found the treasure. There's this city simulator training cabin, is to be able to foster and train combat personnel, professional as well as mechanics, gunners, and other professional talents. You can even simulate fighting in the city, the enemy's movement, even foster talent and life skills. He quickly entered the blueprints into the production workshop, and it takes resources to build the cavity. City simulation training in the middle with the mentality of wanting to try once. They've entered a career book. The driver of the hunting car just got into the training cabin. Then lie down in your chair. Wear a cap connector. Your consciousness immediately enters a space. Data square. And in front of us there's a rudimentary model car. I sat in my car and started a series of driving maneuvers. Although the training compartment configuration is rather sketchy, but at least we can practice. In the next time, you use a scanner to input weapons-grade data, a heavy machine gun and his bone cannons. And have fleets 1 and 2 search for some bodies, monsters and data scanning. Then he told the old man, and the others take turns in the compartment, training to train. After experiencing a few times, they also deliberately increase the number and difficulty of monsters, building combat scenarios like a swamp. The city field seems to have it. The personal quality of the mode will be significantly enhanced. The next when you open up the system panel, the new information is now complete. This time a total of 5 new information. One of the city's ruins has a total of 16. Community of information value survivors often. Fort 2 on the western edge of the city, there's a station occupied by monsters. The value of rare information. To reach 25 kilometers to the northwest, in the commercial street, there's an overturned oil tank truck worth rare information. 4 has a mobile city. Monsters are patrolling the city. Please be careful. Excellent information value. 5 silent lake monsters. The first level pygmy boss was captured by the trench bishop. Value of information. Execution. In which the second piece of information gets you a little bit interested. A station occupied by monsters. There's probably a lot of train cars parked in the station. These train cars can be dismantled and smelting it back into steel. It's a lot easier than breaking it down. Concrete to get steel. The third information surprised me. An oil tank truck containing more than 500 units of oil. And it's not far away. Currently, the fleet that's just been built is in dire need of fuel. This is enough for a long time. The fourth piece of information was mind-boggling. What the hell is a monster mobile city? Take a deep breath. Previously, goblins could fly helicopters. It feels so absurd. I didn't expect to see the creature again. You can drive a city. The fifth information changes your face even more. This time the wilderness has a boss. But it's a city. It's called the Bishop of the Trench. The catch means the boss. Is this a pet? Under the command of the bishop. Your face is getting serious. The power of the picnic boss you've seen. And through it can be seen, the bishop's strength could win over the wild boss. The outside is definitely worse. After withdrawing all personnel to the deck, he ordered sunrise to the northwest. At the end of the street, there's an overturned oil tank truck. I immediately sent someone to collect. At the same time you send 2 fleets of vehicles in turn explore the peripheral area and the center of the wreckage. The 2 fleets quickly departed. About the sunrise moat that's temporarily moored nearby, continue maintenance. Free is also free. You definitely sent the residents out again to continue collecting the metal. What I didn't expect was, even on the outskirts of the ruins of this city, there's still a lot of power left. 2 bounty hunters. 3 fleets of vehicles to survive a level 1 mobile city. Bounty hunters, and survival fleets. I dare not mess with the sun. They all carefully kept their distance and left in a hurry. And the city, that first-class cell is quiet in the distance. But after noticing that the sunrise trench had first-class artillery, this mobile city quickly extinguished the intention. Panic, run away. Until the enemy is far away. You've just ordered a total de-escalation. Time goes by little. Soon it was late at night. I'm sleeping. Was woken up by a series of slight vibrations. He quickly followed the stairs to light the watch. Right now, the whole sunrise trench doesn't have any light. When you get to the watchtower, I suddenly found out that I was still on duty at night. It's coming from the northeast a kilometer and a half away. It must be a big machine. She said she just put the binoculars down. He nods, picks up his binoculars, looks northeast. The shape of that big machine is huge. Tens of meters high. There's a big bright spot on the outer shell, and dozens of little bright spots. This is clearly a mobile city. He quickly aimed at the said tube, lit the soup. Road directions immediately turn on the camouflage City of Dawn mode. When the city camouflage starts, Manhattan mode immediately into the surrounding environment. Next wire the enemy's headlights hit. However, it only found a series of old buildings. This time sparked. The Japanese have escaped a life in disguise, said he. In his heart he glanced at the enemy. Not finding the target, that mobile city doesn't pay too much attention either. Divert into another nearby street. Thanks to binoculars, and the lights on the enemy ship's deck, I can see the shape of this mobile city. This is clearly a self-driving, mobile city. Right now, I can't find any words to describe the wonder in my heart. On the trains of this mobile city, the goblins walk steadily. They are very organized, and well-trained. The captain of the battle group steered the ship. Gunner, mechanic. All the professional talent that a city mobile should be. This pooled mobile city is all equipped with. It is also equipped conventional artillery and heavy machine guns, equipped with level 1 city armor seems to have been upgraded, a variety of city departments. I can't help but wipe the sweat off my forehead. Not long after, this goblin mobile city is slowly going away. After confirming the threat has been removed, he ordered the moat to be removed. Camouflage city. This product is good, but it's also very energy intensive in the city. When I wake up again it's morning. The 2 fleets returned in turn, and bring your own news. The first is Fleet 1. According to fleet members, they've discovered a community of survivors, not small scale. The second fleet, I noticed it in the car. Their terrain has a lot of bullet points. It was clearly under attack. And the members, the team brought back some very shocking news. On the way to the city center, they stumbled upon a paralyzed chimpanzee on the periphery. Seti, this predator immediately uses a heavy machine gun on that ship bomb, head skin shot. They even used cannons to bomb them. I saw the car drive away. It even let the pursuit fleet go. The pursuit between the 2 sides, it took a long time to end. They chose a hidden street to sleep on. When morning comes, hurry back. He breathed a sigh of relief, patting the members of the motorcade on the shoulders. Everybody's okay. It's good. I can't believe the dog is also here. But why is this predatory city here? Think for a moment. I quickly understood the area of rubble. This city, it's the center of the wilderness. The old city left a lot of resources, and many fleets of mobile city vehicles will come here. It is now Sunday. The trench had first-class artillery, and the fleet was equipped. Storm grenade launcher. It's still possible to fight this predatory city. At least you won't have to run away like last time. Right now, the voice of the woodcutter suddenly came from the watchtower. Notice it's 3 kilometers northeast. There's a mobile city coming our way. Your face doesn't change much. Immediately put on your armor. The entire fighting personnel of the moat quickly into position. Normal residents immediately take refuge. You pick up your binoculars. You can immediately see the mobile city. It's the Scarlet Monkey. Look at this predatory city. and it's pale. They haven't seen their enemies in a few days. The white horse clearly discovered them. It's starting to slowly accelerate and sound the whistle. Attack too short, too long. I can't help but laugh at the enemy coming. So let's see who's the prey, who's the predator. But the spirit of the phoenix is proud. There are 8 guns in front of you. Normally, fire is absolutely down and face another round of shelling. Strong pull-weight joystick. The sun is dangerously bright. Dodge close-up explosions. And then it's always going through the crumbling streets. With high speed, the horse's neck continues to accelerate. Relentless pursuit. The distance between the two sides is getting closer. I realized the enemy was preparing, shortening the distance, to conduct a decisive battle. In a brutal melee at extreme close range, the enemy will surely win. Overwhelming firepower and personal superiority. So he decided to give the order to accelerate and keep the distance. But right now, 4 fleets of starlings, the dog galloped from far away. Their goal is to attack the sun's crawler. He decided to send a fleet of 1 and 2 vehicles to intercept. Despite being overwhelmed in numbers, but Ming Hao's fleet is a first-class off-road vehicle. It's equipped with a first-rate grenade launcher. The enemy's car is ordinary. So after a close-range sweep, the second fleet of Ming Hatmote suffered only minor losses. Meanwhile the topography of the Red Dog was destroyed. The grenade hit. The ship bomb exploded. On the bow. By concentration gunner, bone cannon's fire control. However, this precious bullet is paralyzed by the rose spleen dodge. It hit the enemy's left building. In a moment, turned it into an ice statue. This mistake caused panic. What makes him sweat colder is 2 first-rate cannons of the crippled Pinky, ready to go, accompanied by 2 first-rate cannons, simultaneous firing. The next second, 2 shells exploded near the sunrise. Pulse wave, carrying large amounts of building debris and fire, damage, bordering the city, and the crawler to the left of the moat. Dawn mode immediately dropped speed suddenly. A few seconds after the rose, the paralyzed dog launched another round of shelling. The explosions overwhelmingly again sweeping through the entire Sunrise Trench. Sunrise Trenches can only run and counterattack. The battle between the 2 cities. The movement has entered the phase. It's tough at this critical time. The bone cannons controlled by the security guard fired again. This artillery bullet. They're exactly at the bottom. Persimmon paralyzed dog crowd. Immediately, partial freezing of the crawler and its wheels. The crippled monkey is running at high speed. Immediately missed. Suddenly crashed into a building. Take advantage of this golden opportunity. The usual cannon on. Morning sun mode continuous firing. Shell continuously exploding on paralyzed dog mode. But right now, the dog suddenly uses a cannon. Fire round. In a moment, the dust is rising, obscuring the view of the smoke. Dan's front. He pondered for a moment and immediately ordered a retreat. I want to extend the victory, but the enemy has smoke. It's hard to hit. More crawler on the left of. The moat was seriously damaged. We'll soon lose mobility. A few minutes later, the paralyzed rosehip slowly drove out of the smoke, but the sun has disappeared without a trace. After arriving in a remote place, you let the moat stop there. The losses in this battle are within range, you can accept. I'm even a little surprised, because the sun can fight again, flat with the city, free like a paralyzed chimpanzee. Indeed, ordinary residents in the city began to clean up. Spiritual ship bomb. The mechanic is leading the emergency repair of parts of the moat. And the logistics people are treating the injured. What should we do next? Continue to attack the sperm, paralysis, or retreat? He looked at the fire in the furnace without saying a word. The battle this time consumed a large amount of ammunition. There were also casualties among his teammates. If you choose to withdraw, all these sacrifices will be in vain. Right now, a flash of light suddenly flashed in my head. I think of a way. Half an hour later you're in the off-road car, to the location of the community of survivors. Largest community fire in the wreckage. I know there's a mobile city leader coming, the man with the scar on his face. Community leaders quickly rush to. You get straight to the point. I heard you came to trade. And can provide the first-rate gun community, first-grade crops, even first-class off-road vehicles. The man's face was full. Scars can't hide the excitement. When you know you want to work with them, to deal with the city. Hunting the scarred man, and the deputy, his eyes immediately widened. He thought for a long time and shook his head. That's not enough for us to risk our lives. I have another condition. We want the city. Mobile Pinky paralyzed dog. I thought for a moment, felt the scarred man's request was reasonable. After a discussion, the 2 sides finally reached an agreement. Japan will have resources and factory projects out on it. And the Firefly community, you can directly drive that predatory city. Use it as a new home for your future. About iron, ore, coal and other basic resources on the rose, the 2 sides are divided equally. Early morning the next day, after a team of spiritual mechanics, emergency repairs throughout the night, and the sun's finally restored its ability to move. The fighting personnel and additional new ammunition has also been deployed.